Daniel, Hockney's Hoagie House is still on the screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eat, Sleep, Suplex, Retweet.
Shabuya, yeah, Shabuya, roll call. Shabuya, yeah, Shabuya, roll call. They call us SDL. See ya.
Yeah.
That is our name.
Yeah.
This is the draft.
Yeah.
This is our game. Shabuya.
Shabuya.
Shabuya, roll call. Welcome to SDL, everybody. We have fun here. We have so much fun, and this is the kick-off show for season 11 of the draft. I am Jack Graham, your usual host of this whole shindig. We've got David Hockney. How we doing, Dave?
How do?
You excited for this season's draft? Ready to go?
Yeah. I was just saying, you took the words right out of my mouth. You know, we've made it to 10 seasons, and now time to start a whole new decade of statistical analysis, tantrums, and everything else in between.
And David Campbell, you're here again. Once again, you'll be doing the picks for us this evening. How are you feeling? That's one of the most unpredictable drafts you could say in regards to talent.
Yes, it's unpredictable, Jack, but I'm sitting here with a broken heart, finishing second in the last season. I don't know where my mind is at tonight, you know what I mean? But I need to be on the ball. I've got to get these picks in. I've got to let you know who the guys are picking. So I'll try and be as good as I can.
and Scott, David Campbell just mentioned that he finished second because your brother finished first in the draft and defended his ESSR championship. And I believe for some reason this is happening, but he's got a statement prepared. I hope this is 5 seconds, but I guess we go on. Let's hear what our champion has to say.
5 seconds for Ross would be impressive.
I'm fine, Jack. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking how I'm doing first before you go on to Ross. Okay, I'll get to this as quickly as possible. To whom it may concern, and to goats it may annoy, it has come to my attention that my talents are not always appreciated on this show. Therefore, I have written a list of all the records I have broken this season. Yes, we do, Ryan. Fuck off. You're in the Listeners League now. Ross has written a list of his history-making achievements, which include first ever winner of a snake draft selection, first ever draft winner to win when the title was on the line, first ever person to retain their title in a draft, winner of the biggest draft ever, first winner to drink at Venom at an ICW show, first winner to win Interview of the Year, Rudo 2018, first winner from Lennoxtown, first winner to have a fiancée named Haley, first winner to live in Lennoxtown and have a fiancée named Haley at the same time. Only two, one of two at a push 3 people AGM enjoys on this pod. First winner to make an obnoxious list that still is it's still not as obnoxious as David Campbell. First winner whose family has won 30% of all drafts. First winner who has a brother. First winner to have his brother read out a ridiculous list. I've heard they were. Fucking expensive though. First winner to eat at badges while the next season draft is taking place. And finally, first winner called Ross. I wish you all peace, love, and stewing in your misery over my win. Your champion, Ross, with 2 kisses.
Good for you. Good for you.
You said that with all the sincerity of a bloody Christian Bale during his tantrum on Terminator Salvation. Well, good for you.
Good for you.
So I'll quickly just go through the usual rules before we start. Obviously, you get to draft from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW stars that appear in Dynamite and Rampage. Any titles out with those companies that are defended on such shows will not count as championship points. It's just a normal match. It's got to be the 3-2 split, so 3 men, 2 women, 3 women, 2 men. Goes to Rumble season. Rumble, there's big points at stake. And I think by this point, you all know that just what's happening. We're just going to get on to the draft. And the wheel has decided that I was drafting last season. I'm drafting first this season.
The game's rigged, I tell you.
And it follows through with Sarah, Alan, Tom, Scott, Gary, Daniel, Stephen, David, Matt, Hockney, and last season's winner, Ross McLeod. So I think there's no point pussyfooting about here. We've just got to get battered on this. Everybody, let's kick off the draft. And let's kick off the draft the right way by drafting our tag teams first. And the first tag team to be picked for season 11 of the draft by myself is none other than the Usos.
The Usos, oh my
Yep.
goodness. Dave and Scott, what do you guys think about Jack drafting the Usos 67 points without the captaincy on them last season?
Biggest no-brainer of this entire draft. Like, the Usos have been running roughshod with the bloodline, ever since, the start of the year, since Roman, really came into his own as Universal Champion. Easy points, and they're the current reigning SmackDown Tag Champions, so title points will contribute to that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ever since they got back together and they were eligible as a tag team again earlier this year, they've just run away with it. Again, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and I don't see them losing the titles anytime soon. So it was a no-brainer, especially if you're going from first.
Yeah.
I believe Sarah is up next, David, for her tag team to come in.
It's a big pick for Sarah in the tag team round. She picks a team who got 66 points last season. It is the Raw Tag Team Champions. It is RK Bro.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise to see RK.
Yeah, they did very well last season.
Both tag teams and the main roster have been taken straight away there, Scott. As I said, no surprise.
Mm-mm. I mean, Usos are less surprising, but RK Bro, given it how it's thrown together, they've lasted longer and have become more of a staple than we could have thought. So, again, and they're coming off that win at Survivor Series, so again, can't argue with that.
And it is the big dog next, Alan McLeod, who'll be hoping for his first draft win of the season. His tag team, please.
But we're waiting on Alan getting in here, but Alan has been a constant threat in this draft. We've said it before, we'll say it again. And the fact that Alan is drafting so highly should make people shit themselves a wee bit. But he has made a pick from AEW. Alan McLucas picks the Young Bucks.
It's an interesting one, and Dave, and I'll say why it's an interesting one, because I saw an article about 2 hours ago where they have said in an interview or report that they are not medically cleared to compete right now, which is mighty unfortunate for a tag team. But I still think they're going to be a big presence in AEW regardless. So the points should still be there technically for Alan.
I mean, they were drafted from position 3 by myself last season. Very, very reliable when it comes to AEW programming, even just on appearances alone. So I think Young Bucks is definitely a safe bet, but not a guaranteed winner.
And we move on to our new boy from the podcast, Tom McManus. It's his first time in the draft. Hopefully he's going to enjoy himself. Hope he has a good time, but it's Tom's chance to draft a tag team.
Well, we've seen the Raw Tag Team Champions go. We've seen the SmackDown Tag Team Champions go. It's time to see the NXT Tag Team Champions out of the fold. And bam, goes to the team of Tom McManus.
This is an interesting one, Scott. And PM's not really been a tag team we've seen much in this draft.
Yeah, it's weird because we're not sure how they fit in the current landscape of NXT 2.0. So I'll be interested to see where they go this season. We do have a takeover, even though they're not called that anymore, during this season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
And it's yourself to draft next for your tag team.
So some strong competition taken already, and you got to think there's a lot of tag teams still left. And Jack, you were on with me on the season finale of season 10 on SDL last week. You heard what Ross said. He had a call to arms from everybody. He said he challenged them to not take non-wrestlers, not to take managers or commentators or like, go for actual wrestlers, actual tag teams. Well, Ross, you give him a reading of your statement of 4 out of 10, so I'm going to say go fuck yourself and go against that and go for a team that will either go very well or very badly. Give me, as my tag team, if you please, Sonya Deville.
No, I was going to do that. I hate you so much.
Hockney, I actually had this in my head that something like this might happen because we've seen how prominent a scorer they are in past seasons. How strategic a move is this, considering how defeated each feud kind of is for this season?
Yeah, I mean, they do appear on screen multiple times, and individually, they're both big scorers, but that's only if they appear by themselves. So Scrap Daddy in particular was a very high scorer last season, 3rd overall with 98 points. And, taking Pierce off the board as a singles pick, given how so well he's done as a singles guy, that's a game changer.
I caused some upset in the chat as well. Oh, screw you.
Nah, because the thing is, I've said this, Scott McLeod is always a threat because he's always thinking. He knows the graft better than anyone. And I knew that if anyone else was going to do that, it would be Scott or it would be Gary. Gary's up next after him, so we need to see how Gary responds to this.
If anything, even if this goes badly, by the way, points wise, just to see your reaction, it just made it worth it.
Oh,
So,
well.
Gary's one that's kind of he's a Lashley and MVP loyal. Will he stick with that? Will he change his ways? It's an interesting one.
He won't stick with that because he'll go dun 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 Roman and Heyman.
Yeah.
Took me a second to think, what the hell is he doing?
Absolutely no surprise here, Hockney, they've been taken as a tag team, because if Rangers draft as a singles competitor, that's just being shot straight to the moon.
Yeah, like 480-day reign, a singles picked Roman Reigns would have been devastating for anybody in this draft. So the traditional Roman Heyman tag team, eliminates the possibility of any losses, but it also removes, Roman and Heyman as well, who has proven to be a solid singles pick in the past, takes them off the board, and a reliable team for appearance points alone.
Yeah, and it looks like we are going to go to Daniel Campbell, who is a producer, so he will put his in the chat here, flash it up on screen. Oh, no, he's mailed me. And Daniel has decided to say, yeah, Daniel's taking FTR.
An interesting one, Scott, because as we were just talking, obviously they're in broilers feud to the Lucha Brothers right now, the current AEW tag champs, but FTR are the AAA tag team champions. If they defend that in AEW Dynamite or Rampage, they will not get the title points for that. So is this a move where you're hoping FTR take the AEW tag title belts off Lucha Brothers at one point?
Yeah, I don't think the feud is over just yet, given the screwy finish of Full Gear. But also, it was said in that it was reported, we talked about on Central, that Dax Hardwood was knocked out a little bit and was not medically cleared after that match. So, what is his medical status? Could that put a hold on FTR's potential for the first couple of weeks?
That's an interesting one, but is Stephen Wilson next to draft a tag team?
Oh, it is Stephen Wilson next, and Stephen Wilson has decided something. Stephen Wilson has decided that he wants the smoke. The Street Profits go to Stephen Wilson.
An interesting one, Dave, we've seen here. They've kind of entered into a feud right now on Raw with AJ and Omos, and obviously they didn't win last night because of a screwy finish, but it's something you're going to tell is going to lead on to something in the future, and something away from the tag title scenes. I don't know how often they might appear, but it seems they're going to be at least on the show every week, so you can have banking on some appearance points and some wins along the way, hopefully.
Yeah, they were undrafted last season as well. I think Angelo Dawkins was off TV for a couple of weeks. Montez Ford getting that shine as a singles push. Will Montez maybe drift off at some point this season? Might be a bit early to tell, but a Street Profits consistent feud with AJ and Omos might certainly be a contributor to some points. And Steven is a very strong drafter, as we've seen in the past, a 2-time winner, and he's got a solid tag team to kick him off.
And David Campbell, I believe you are next.
Yeah.
For the draft.
I'm next, and I am going to take someone that's been left on the board. It's a singles pick with a manager. It's Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Hey, you can have him.
Now, I like this pick purely because Scott Nakamura's losing every week, and it's a partnership that they're always going to be together, and he's Intercontinental Champion. He's going to be on the show, so even when they lose, they're going to be doing their thing with Pat McAfee. It seems like a consistent points getter on SmackDown. Is there other options that maybe could have been there? I don't know, but your thoughts as a tag team of Nakamura and Boogs?
I like that pick because I think it makes a lot more sense for their dynamic, because unlike Roman and Heyman, where you can still get a lot of singles points for Roman as singles, you're not really getting that much from Shinsuke right now as the Intercontinental Champion. I know he won it Survivor Series, but it was via DQ and everything, and they're actually starting to work more as a tag team. You've seen on SmackDown the wrestle more tag team matches, so it actually could be a benefit. And like you said, wherever Nakamura goes, Boogs goes. So yeah, for now I think these two should be looked at as a tag team pick.
And now it's time for our Listeners League winner from last season, Matt Smith. Also, you want to get involved in the Listeners League, DM one of us, DM the pod page, DM Stephen Wilson, get involved. Matt Smith won the Listeners League, so he gets to participate this season, and he
Playing
gets
with
to
the
pick
big
the tag
boys.
team right now.
Oh, Scott, he is playing with the big boys. He's playing with one big boy and one little boy. He picks AJ Styles and Omos.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Dave, someone you're all too familiar with here.
Yeah, and they were picked as Stacey's tag team last season as well. A bit of a mixed bag. You know, they didn't do too well last season, but the season before I had them as captains for the first half. And as Raw Tag Team Champions, they did a pretty good run. But given Omos's Battle Royal victory at Survivor Series, are we going to see more of a spotlight on Omos, or do you think we could still see them as a tag team? It could go either way, but I think, you know, Matt's picked another definitive tag team for the time being, and given that it's a short season, it might be worth the risk.
Well, what risk are you going to take, Dave? You're up next. What is your tag team, my friend?
Oh, you lot are mugs. I can't believe you left these guys off the board. But I am taking the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers.
Lucha Brothers go to Dave.
Yep. As you said, the tag team champions embroiled in this feud right now, Scott, with FTR and everything else that's happening right now. A prominent fixture of Dynamite. It's a bit of a no-brainer pick, I think, taking Lucha Brothers at this point.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I don't know how many title defenses they're going to have. I mean, we do have a couple of special episodes of Dynamite, but it's hard to see how featured in terms of title wins that Dave will get. But I do agree with him that I'm surprised so many people let the Lucha Brothers go past them. Even as smart as a pick, I think Nakamura and Biggs is. I think if the Lucha Brothers are still on board, you pick them over Nakamura and Biggs. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in this feud with FTR. So we can see for the season it's going to be Daniel v. Dave as far as those AEW tag titles are concerned.
Well, not so fast. Not so fast. There is another AEW pick in the mix. Ross McLeod is a loyal man. He's a true blue. He's gone back to the well with the Jurassic Express.
Yeah, they got a lot more momentum coming out of last season than they did going into the previous season, because they didn't do a lot for us until Full Gear. Now they've won their feud over the Super Click, and look like I think they're going to be a lot better as a tag team than they were last season.
Well, that's our tag round done, and the snake draft now comes into effect. It's happening. So I will be drafting first again, and it will go in a normal order all the way down to Ross when he makes the last first round pick. But from that moment, he will pick the first, second round, and it will go in reverse, and I will pick the last, second round, so on and so on. So I'll just kick it off. I'll just go. Your WWE champion, Big E, is coming to the home of Jack.
No brainer, guys.
Easy picks.
Yeah,
we've seen how well Big D. I'm sure he's got Big D as well. Why not?
I'm thinking somebody else.
We've seen how well Big E has done in the draft last season, Dave. With that point score they got for Ross all through it. Say, if I didn't take him, I think it'd be very stupid taking anyone else.
Oh, listen, you avoided making the most humiliating decision of the draft here. Big E, by a country mile, the highest scorer last season with 166 points. But that also had the captaincy applied onto him as well. And it seems like WWE's putting all their eggs in Big E's basket here. So I do not question this decision at all. I think it's the only decision you could have made here, Jack.
So what decision is Sarah Grieve going to make then?
It's a bold one. It's one that made me make the face. The surprise, because Sarah Grievous went for Bryan Danielson.
Ooh.
An interesting one. An interesting one, I will say, because he has vowed to beat every single member of the Dark Order, Scott, before he faces Adam Page for that World Championship. I don't know when that World Championship match is going to be. There is a lot of Dark Order members. That could happen even after the season's over. We don't know. But it seems, if we wait to believe what's happening, it could be a consistent one every week. And if you've got weak captaincy on that, you could be doing worse.
You could be doing worse, but I think this is a see how the season plays out kind of pick, because I don't know if Bryan Danielson's going to come up on the winning end of that title match if it does indeed happen this season. So I don't know if he should have been picked as highly as he was.
Well, next it is Al McLucas to make his first round draft pick.
Yeah, we are waiting on the big dog here making his pick. Maybe rattled by the news of the Young Bucks. I'm not sure if he knew that when he picked him, but he has decided to dust himself off and get the man on his side. Becky Lynch goes to Alan's team.
Oh, Becky Lynch coming up against Liv Morgan at some point, Dave, for that woman's title. It's something you don't really see coming off the clutches of the man soon. So it's again, pretty much a no-brainer pick here.
Yeah, I mean, Becky gets a big win against Charlotte Flair at Survivor Series. She's got a bit of momentum by her side, but I'm wondering if big time Becks will only be reserved for big matches, i.e. like the title matches against Liv Morgan. But then again, that's where the points count. So maybe might not get weekly, exhibition matches and stuff, but for title matches, it's definitely there.
And we come to the new boy of the podcast that said Tom McManus, and what will his first round draft pick be?
Well, he's taken the NXT Tag Team Champions in the tag round. He's decided to take the NXT Women's Champion in this first round. Mandy Rose, leader of Toxic Attraction, goes to Tom McManus.
I think this is a great pick, if I am being honest, because if I was further down the drafting order, this is someone I would have selected for my first round. I think that she's Toxic Attraction are such a big presence on NXT 2.0, Scott. I can't knock that pick.
Yeah. I think somebody in the lower half of the tag round, I think, should have thought about taking Toxic Attraction, the other two members, because they are also champions, and also they are going to be one half of the Women's War Games coming up later this season. So I think, you can get some big points there for Toxic Attraction. They're a big part of NXT now.
Who's going to be your first round pick? It's your up next.
Someone I'm surprised didn't go in the first 4 picks. And looking to the Royal Rumble, he has history with the Royal Rumble, and I think given now he's switched brands, he could be a dark horse to win the Royal Rumble. Give me big Drew McIntyre, please.
You can have him. You're welcome to him. You're welcome to Drew. Dave, terrible season last season for Drew, but maybe this is a recovery.
Yeah, absolute stinker. But, switching up brands, he was on the losing end to both Lashley and Big E. But, there's every chance he can bounce back, at least put in a good Rumble performance, because you get points for eliminations too. He could certainly prove to be an Iron Man, or at the very least, most eliminations in the Rumble.
He's doing those open challenges now, so some weekly win points there for me. Thank you very much.
That's true. That is true. We're waiting Gary for his next pick. Jack, what do you think's been the pick so far? What's got tickled your fancy?
The pick that has intrigued me the most, or at least the one that I'm liking the most, is probably Mandy Rose, if I'm being honest. I think to think of where she probably was in the draft seasons and seasons ago, where she probably wasn't even being considered that much, or she was really low down in the kind of draft in round 5, round 4, when you're kind of having to pad out your team, and now she's gone round 1. She is one of the big things of NXT 2.0 up. I love to see it. I really do.
Oh, God. Gary Kiernan has had a dream. He never made it. He's taking Sasha Banks.
I think, Scott, this is quite a good pick to take here, considering that with the Rumble coming up, you will expect Sasha to be a prominent figure in that. Every chance, if she doesn't win, could well be the Iron Man, Iron Woman, and we'll get extra points for that. So I think it's a sound pick to take here.
Yeah, definitely. I had her this Rumble season last year. She did me very well, and she's in this feud with Shotzi Blackheart at the moment, so she's one of the more featured women on SmackDown. And I'm already hearing early rumors from some people thinking that she might win the Women's Rumble. So
I think so.
Can't knock that pick at all.
I think she's my pick to win the Women's Rumble. That is what I'm thinking for Sasha Banks. I think it's a great pick, and it's a pick I'm angry about because it's a pick I hoped might fall down. But look in my eyes. What do you see? It's Daniel Campbell's round 1 pick, CM Punk.
Yes, this is one that I am not surprised, Dave, after what everyone on here said about Grant taking CM Punk in the first round last season. We've seen what he's been able to do. Going into this would be MJF. He's going to be a prominent figure again.
Hey, I'm back CM Punk all the way. I said when he came back he was going to be a big scorer. Grant took me up on my advice because he's a very wise man. And look where it got him. It got him a top 5 place finish, with the captaincy applied, and CM Punk was 3rd highest scorer that season. So yeah, all more power to Daniel for taking him on this team.
Yeah, well done to Daniel.
Wilson next.
Stephen Wilson. Stephen Wilson thinks he's the best winner of all the time. He thinks he's the fastest,
bastard.
the strongest, the EST. Bianca Belair goes to
Bianca
Stephen Wilson.
Belair gone. Another one that you expect to have a
Damn
really
it.
good performance in the Women's Rumble. Scott seems to be going into this feud with Doudrop, Tamina, and Natalia. I don't really know what's happening. It's not tickling my fancy for watching, but it seems like something that will get them points at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the feud you'd want to see Bianca in, but it's a feud that probably will see her coming out on top of. And again, I think she could be the first woman to go back to back in the Rumbles. And maybe it's our way to get back to Becky. So keep an eye on Bianca come Rumble season.
And David Campbell, I believe it's your turn for your draft pick.
Some people have said I'm hard to work with. Charlotte Flair.
The SmackDown Women's Champion has dropped before some other people here, Dave. It's someone that's got a match with Toni Storm coming up soon. You don't expect her to lose. You don't really know what's going to happen. She probably will hold that title through to Mania, and she has a big part of SmackDown programming. A wise choice, I think.
Yep, definitely a safe bet. And my highest scorer last season finished 5th overall with 88 points. Still definitely a consistent performer in past seasons. You know, she won the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. Holding that title as well is definitely going to put her presence on TV.
Dave, was she part of a team you had called Nat Queen Cole? Because you've not mentioned it yet this last half hour.
No, Scott.
The clue was in the team name title.
Guess who's got 2 of those members already? I'm collecting that team. That would have won a Rumble season.
I've just noticed that, actually, yeah.
But anyway,
look at that goat, you're freeloading off my winning team here.
Well, we need to have an interactive pick here because Matt Smith has made a pick. It is the AEW Women's Champion. He's picked Dr. Britt Baker. D.
Very nice here, Scott. Someone that done well last season. Seems to be will be in a very good spot through AEW throughout the rest. Also, no pay-per-views, but there is Team Dynamite, as you said. Potentially some successful title defenses along the way. I can't knock this pick.
Yeah, I took her off the board as a singles pick last season as part of a tag team. But this time around, I mentioned to see what happens with her regarding that championship, because I think in the women's division, we're going to see over the next month. So the focus right now is on the TBS title. So I'm interested to see what role Britt Baker plays across Dynamite and Rampage.
Well, Dave, it's your turn, my friend. Who's your first round draft pick?
Ooh, this is a tricky one. But I think I'm going to live forever and go with the United States champion, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest.
He casually mocks Jack's laughter.
No, it's a really good pick. I think especially this changing character will benefit Damian Priest. He got 54 points last season as well. I think it's a good pick from Dave there.
And we're now at the point of Ross McLeod making the last first round draft pick and the first second round draft pick.
Yeah. He makes my skin crawl. I need to message this man for 2 consecutive picks. A
double whammy, but it's kicking off already. It's all happening. The teams are shaping up. There's some picks that I'm surprised to have seen where they're drafted.
He's actually been quite funny for once. He says, due to lack of interest, the draft is cancelled. Let the scores be reset. And the TBS title held. Ruby.
Yay!
Interesting.
Go for Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho, first round. I'll keep my thoughts to that a bit myself. I'll ask. I'll ask someone else. Dave, I think it's your turn next anyway for the analysis.
No, it's not.
Soho.
No,
just analysis. Just talk about the pick.
Okay, that's fine. Do I have a Christian Cage situation? That's what I'm trying to prevent.
Well, I mean, Ruby Soho, she's made a bit of a impact, so to speak, on AEW. She's taken a shot at Britt Baker, came up short a little bit, but she is in the TBS tournament as well. Could she possibly walk out the winner? It's certainly possible. So I think not the one I would have gone for personally, but definitely a strong choice nonetheless.
Well, he's got his second round to pick off the bat. if he sent that in, David.
It's interesting because Ruby Soho, you would maybe say questionable first round pick. This man is a really mega strong second round pick. It's Seth freaking Rollins.
Also, he is the number one contender to Big E, who's in my team for the WWE title. Someone I think is a strong pick. I don't know if he's going to win that title, but we've seen he's been involved in Raw matches a lot recently. He's been appearing in different segments. Second round, I think Ross getting him now. It's very good. I respect the pick.
Mm-hmm. I'm a bit annoyed with his first round pick. I kind of wanted Ruby Soho, if I'm honest with you.
Well, Dave, it's your second round pick. So soon, so fleeting. You're back again drafting. Who's your second round pick?
Ooh, this is going to be, again, I'm put in a tough spot here because I've got a choice. But I'm going to take a bit of a gamble here. And I'm going to go with Queen Zelina.
Ooh, Raw Women's Tag Team Champion. Interesting.
Yes, we've seen her recently won Queen of the Ring, or the Queen's Crown, or I can't remember what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And won
Crown, yeah, you're right, yeah.
The women's tag title last night. I like it. I like it, considering that the season that we're in, what we're leading up to, you're going to need someone that's going to appear, someone that might last a week well. I like it. I like it. And I believe with that, we move on to Matt Smith, who will make his second round pick.
Listen, this man, he is challenging Grant McRobbie, channeling Grant McRobbie, because he took the EW Women's Champion, and now he's decided it's time for some cowboy shit in this draft. He is taking the EW Champion, Hangman Adam Page.
This is someone I'm surprised it's not went in the first round, Scott, even though I don't think it'd be wrestling much. You just kind of expect your world champions to be drafted kind of straight away, and obviously he was going to get taken at some point in round 2. And I'm no surprise that Matt's taking him straight away here.
Yeah, no surprise there. I mean, if somebody had taken Drew out, they were going to, I probably would have went for Adam Page, my first round pick. But the snake draft has worked out for Matt, because before anyone else can maybe sneak by him, maybe some other people were hoping that he would slip and by. No, Matt's straight in there.
You didn't take him as a tag team, and no one picked him up as a singles pick to now. Bobby Lashley comes to Team Go.
This is someone that I was quietly waiting for there, because again, this position meant it would have been stupid maybe not to have taken him, or to have taken him at a certain point, Dave. But this is the first time we've seen Bobby Lashley as a single pick for some time. This could be an impressive season for Bobby Lashley.
I believe it's the first time in a year and a half since he's not been chosen as a tag team person. Like, Bobby Lashley had a very dominant performance at Survivor Series, but he's come back as the Almighty. He's picking up wins over the Mysterios. I'm interested to see how Bobby Lashley will perform as a singles pick, because I think Go is really just swooped right under everybody's noses here.
Oh,
it's Stephen Wilson next.
Stephen Wilson has said, until this point, David, I picked 33.33% of my team. He says, get it. So I just want to double check. It's Braun Breaker. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. Ciampa said it on the show. I thought it would be Breaker, but it's a debut in the draft for Braun Breaker with Stephen.
This is one, Scott, with War Games coming up, and it's hotly tipped that he's going to be the one to take this NXT title belt off Ciampa. Do we see it happening this season?
Not this season, but he is somebody, if you're looking towards NXT 2.0, he's one of the more featured players on that brand. So you can't deny that he's somebody to take.
Well, Daniel Campbell can't take him, so we need to find out who Daniel Campbell's going to take right now.
He says Future Endeavours Ltd takes KO Kevin Owens.
Oh, Kevin Owens. Someone that's had a recent heel turn, Dave, on the show. He seems to be going out. He walked out of Survivor Series. Supposedly was going to do some lie detector nonsense last night, but that never happened. But it's well known that he doesn't have long left in his contract. What kind of situation is he going to be in? He's embroiled in this kind of feud with Rollins and Big E now, but not actually in the match. I think shenanigans is going to happen. I think we will see a good few amount of appearances from Kevin Owens throughout this season.
it's certainly worth the risk given how short the season is. Because I think Owens was allegedly only had a few months left on his contract, and it should be up by Rumble season. So even if he makes an appearance in the Rumble, it's valuable points nonetheless. So I think, and obviously he's getting a lot more exposure on Raw these days as opposed to on SmackDown. So I think Daniel's actually made quite an interesting pick here.
And it's time for Gary Kerrigan to make his second round.
But my mouse is running out of charge, so thank God I have a touchscreen computer in front of me that works as well. We all know that Gary Kerrigan, the only thing he loves more than me is some good abs, so he's taking Finn Balor.
This is a pick, I think, Scott, to be a good shout for the men's Royal Rumble this year. I think with the fleeting field and someone, maybe even if not to win, it's on there. Something we were talking about earlier on. The Iron Man points is a viable thing in this draft, along with most other nations, and you could easily see Finn Balor going the full distance in the Royal Rumble. So I think it's a very good get here.
I definitely think so. Come Royal Rumble season, either he's going to be he's either going to be challenging Big E, I think, or he's going to be a big part of the Royal Rumble. I think he's due to get a proper go at the main event and not whatever that Universal title match was with Roman when he was the Demon. So yeah, good pick from Gary there.
Well, it's your turn anyway for your second round pick.
Yes, I think I'm going to try for a female pick now. I'll start picking that 3-2 split. I've been talking a lot about the importance of the TBS Championship this season, and in my head, I think the potential winner is between one of two women. One of them has been taken by Ross, so he's made this easier. Give me Jade Cargill.
Shit. Someone else hoping would go for it to that point there. Which is why I was questioning Ruby Soho going first round. I think it's to me it seems pretty clear, Dave, that Jade Cargill's winning this TBS title.
I wouldn't say it's set in stone, but I'd say she's the firm favourite to win this tournament. I could see possibly her and Ruby Soho making to the final, so it'll benefit both Scott and Ross. But if I was to bet on who will be the first TBS champion, I'd have to put it on Jade Cargill. So good choice from Scott.
And I believe Tom McManus is next.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm not sure if this is a pick from the head, but it's certainly one from the heart. Very passionate competitor. Eddie Kingston is going to Tom McManus's team.
A weird one. We've just seen he's came off the loss to CM Punk at All Out. I'm not sure if he's featured since then. I don't really know myself, Dave. But this is Eddie Kingston. He could do you well here.
I've picked Eddie Kingston in the past, and he was a bit of a hit and miss sort of pick. You might deliver you points, he might not. I've seen him lose more than win. So for a second round pick, I think that's a little bit high for someone like Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
And we do have Alan to make his second round draft pick.
Yes, I think this might be a smart pick. He's studied at the altar of Grant McRobbie. He says the fucking pillar, Sammy Guevara, goes to Alan's team.
Nice, the TNT champion, just beating Jay Lethal's Scott on Dynamite there, and someone that you expect to be defending that title regularly amongst Dynamite and Rampage. And I like the pick. I like the pick of Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, the TNT champion often and guarantees you regular championship points coming through. It's kind of that open challenge style belt. And Alan McLucas did benefit from that before. The first season that title was introduced, as he had Cody when Cody was doing his opening challenge season. So looking to repeat that success.
Yeah, and we go now to Sarah Grieve to make her second round pick.
Boom. Adam Cole, baby.
Dave, you absolutely know what he says. Adam Cole, what do you think of that? Also, a bit of a sore one for you now. He's not going to be in your team, but a good pick for Sarah.
I was seriously debating whether or not to have him as my second round pick or not, but his association with the Elite and the Super Click, if he competes regularly with the Bucks or on his own, he appears both across Dynamite and Rampage. I think that's a very good pick for Sarah. And you know what? I wish her well to make sure he scores big.
Well, I get to take my second round and my third round pick, and I need to take a woman here. I'm going to take Naomi.
Naomi for Jack. Interesting one. Interesting one.
Okay.
Naomi's in this feud with Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler right now. I think it probably could go to Royal Rumble. We could probably see a good performance from Naomi in the Rumble as well.
Mhm.
I'm forward thinking to that. And my third round pick, I am going to take Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. Is he good? Is he evil? Somewhere in between lies Malachi Black. It's an interesting one coming off a loss to Cody. Will it be the Cody Rhodes curse that hits him? I don't know. Scott, what do you think?
I'm hopeful that he's moving away from Cody, so we'll see what happens there. But Malachi, as we saw last season, doesn't wrestle a lot, but when he does wrestle, he does tend to win. So we'll see how that goes. But it makes sense that you wait to somewhere like the third round. I think that's kind of the highest place you can put someone like Malachi Black, given where he is right now.
Yeah, but the draft, hasn't had a good dose of insanity in it yet. So it's time for the queen of insanity to make her say. Sarah Grieve picks Kaylee fucking Ray.
But this is an interesting one. I think she's had quite an impactful debut in NXT 2.0, and it seems that like some squash matches could probably head her way.
I mean, Scott picked her last season, but she was Scott's lowest scoring pick. There was a lot of hype around her arriving at the NXT Nickelodeon version, but she's yet to make a really big impact. But given the news that Stevie Boy is now allegedly moving to America to be with her, I reckon this could be her breakout season.
Will this be Alan's breakout season to win the draft, though, David Campbell? Potentially, it could be. It could be. We need to see what his third round pick is.
Well, he needs it with Raquel Gonzalez, is who he's going for. Perhaps something, maybe she's ready to move on from NXT, maybe a big Rumble performance in her future, maybe the War Games match is where she lands. But I think this is a pick with a lot of options for Alan this season.
I believe as well, is she going to be part of War Games? Maybe.
I think she's going to be like leading the face team.
Yeah.
They go up against Toxic Attraction, but I don't think they've officially confirmed the full lineup of both teams.
An interesting one. I look forward to seeing how Raquel does, but it's Tom McManus to go next.
Yeah, Tom McManus, no relation to Michelle, I'm led to believe. All this time, still a great tune, but it's got nothing on Rebel Heart. Johnny Gargano goes to the team of Tom McManus.
Well, we know tonight on NXT 2.0, Dave, that Johnny Gargano's up against Dexter Lumis and a certain North American champion for that belt. Could he be walking away with it for tonight?
I think he's actually up against Pete Dunne, not Dexter Lumis.
Oh, yeah, Pete Dunne. Sorry. Apologies, everyone.
I don't. Now I've just said names now here, so I don't know if I've given stuff away here. But hey ho, yeah. Johnny Gargano, prominent feature in NXT, but there have been rumors his contract's coming up as well. Will it last till Rumble season? Hopefully for Tom's sake.
Hopefully for his sake, indeed. And you join us again, David Campbell. As Scott gets to pick his third round.
I'm very happy because I was convinced in the third round this guy was going to go, and thankfully he's managed to stay on. He's now in Magas, and there is no escape. I'm sure no one will survive. I've taken the NXT champion.
The man leading, the captain leading the ship of NXT 2.0 right now. He's got that title. He's appearing all the time. He's vowing to kind of get rid of this new generation that's in. And it could be a good few wins for Ciampa here, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's had another bit of a mixed season here. I think he was undrafted last season as well, and given when they were chanting getting to pick the new NXT champion, and he's had one successful defense against Braun Breaker, but if he has that rematch, I don't know, he might drop it then. Not somebody I would have chose personally.
And I see that David Campbell's got his head shaking right now.
No, because Gary has done it twice. He took Sasha from me when I wanted her, and now he's done the same thing again. He's taken the man with the golden egg. He has taken Austin Theory.
I like this bit. This was someone that I was maybe looking further down the line. depending on the drafting position. But we see Austin Theory was in a match with Big E and lost for that WWE title, but he's taking selfies left, right, and centre. So it's someone you expect to be in that Raw 3-hour show, maybe even a couple of times a night, Scott.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're featuring him. You know, he's been featured for many feats with like the Mysterios, and now he's getting this W title match. So, you know, I'm interested to see where he goes. I don't know how many wins he'll get, but he's going to be popping up on Raw every week.
And it's Daniel Campbell to come in next for his third round.
So, Team Future Endeavours Ltd welcomes you to the bull pit. Shotzi Blackheart, or just Shotzi, goes to Daniel.
We have, as made mention, Shotzi Blackheart.
Not tonight.
It's just Shotzi. It's just Shotzi, Dave, and she's in this feud with Sasha Banks, and it's again seems to be a big figure on TV right now.
Yeah, I'd have chosen her around this stage as well. So, I mean, Shotzi, you know, I've picked her in past seasons before. She's a very strong backbone for a team. Not necessarily a big point scorer, but she's consistent. And this new heel turn attitude, I think, is certainly going to boost her stock on SmackDown. So here's hoping, you know, she can get some big points out of it.
And I believe Stephen Wilson must have made a pick that's angered David Campbell here.
Yeah, you'll need to keep talking because Stephen has just picked the other pick that I wanted in this round. Bow down to the King. King Woods goes to Stephen Wilson.
Yeah, we had this conversation that if New Day, King Woods and Kofi had gone so far down as a tag team, I would have taken them as a tag team because I didn't think he'd go as a single pick. But as fate has led it to Stephen, King Woods has dropped down to the third place, and this is I really like this pick.
Yeah, I think it's a better call because, you know, they took out Kofi right before Survivor Series. I don't know when he's going to be back on TV, so I think Woods right now is going to focus on a bit of a singles push after winning King of the Ring. I think he looks like he's going to cross paths with Roman. Don't know if that'll vet him much success in terms of getting the Universal Championship, but it does mean Woods will be a prominent feature going forward.
Yeah, and David Campbell, go team, go. What's your third pick?
I think it's getting harder now. With an eye towards a good Royal Rumble performance in mind, Team Goat welcomes Rhea Ripley.
Interesting. She's just lost the tag belt here, Dave, and as it's an eye to a good draft performance. Maybe not much will be coming up recently in the favours of Rhea Ripley, but in the running weeks to the Rumble could be a good good horse to bet on to be a good points getter then.
I mean, she was the runner-up of this year's Women's Royal Rumble. Who's to say she can't put in just as strong a performance again in terms of, you know, racking up eliminations, racking up wins on the thereabout? I think she's a strong contender to be Women's Royal Rumble winner this year. Very, very good choice.
And we've got Matt Smith next.
Matt Smith, just waiting and seeing what Matt Smith is going to do. Ross has actually given me his two picks. So
hang on. Ross is jumping the gun here.
I know. We'll just need to see if you kick them. You know, there's no need to be upset, Dave. There's no need to be upset. You know, but Ross thinks he's better than you, and another person who thinks he's better than all of us is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. It's MGF goes to Matt Smith.
Mm-hmm. Now you see, Scott. I think MGF could potentially be the one to beat CM Punk in AEW. No, it doesn't need to be cleanly, just like some bullshit. CM Punk needs to lose at some point. And I think the man to lose, to beat CM Punk is MGF.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen this season, but there's going to be definitely a lot of segments between those two, a lot of promos going back and forth. So appearance points wise, MGF's really going to wrap them up this season. And so for appearance points, it's definitely going to help Matt Smith. And I think this is wise for MJF to go to the third round because even when he is in a prominent feud, he doesn't always wrestle on TV, but he is great for appearances.
And Dave, it's your turn, my friend.
I will take the NXT North American champion, Carmelo Hayes.
I think that's a good pick. I'm surprised he's went down so low. We've seen what him and Trick Williams are doing on NXT 2.0. I like him. I'm a big fan. Scott, what's your thoughts?
I thought him and Trick would be like an outside bet for like if you were lower down in the rankings for a tag team, because they're always going to be together. Maybe they'll both team up in a War Games situation. But yeah, I think given what happened with Carmel, Ross took a risk with him, and then he successfully cashed in his opportunity after winning the breakout tournament to become North American champion. But obviously doesn't go into effect till next season, so I'll have to wait and see after NXT tonight if he is still the North American champion.
And then, Ross McLeod gets 2 picks, David.
He does get both of his picks. He gets the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, and he's taking a gamble on someone who's yet to debut. Xia Li goes to Ross's team.
Right. Right, I'll come to you here, Dave, on Sheamus. On Sheamus here. I think a good pick. We're seeing something that's happened with Ridge Holland going into another feud with Cesaro. It's going to be something on SmackDown. It's going to get him points. But Xia Li as well. This is an ominous one that we've only just seen the vignettes, but you don't see her losing so soon when she does appear. And someone that could have a good Rumble performance as well.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Xia Li, I think this is her... I can't remember if this is her first time in the draft, but all the vignettes hyping her up on SmackDown, I don't think they're going to job her out too quickly unless... WWE pulls a swerve and future endeavors are straight away, now that she's no longer under the 30-day no-compete clause in NXT. But, I mean, that'd be worst-case scenario. If they wouldn't hype her up this much just to release her like a few weeks later, would they?
Probably.
You never can tell. We never can tell. Who's running that page? Who's running that page? Jesus,
you big baby.
That's
you
outrageous.
You big baby. Pick your big baby.
Well, I've got one half of women's tag team champions, and I'm going to take another half. So give me Gigi Dolan.
A wee toxic attraction number there.
He swerved us there. He swerved us there.
Aye, Isaiah swerved you a lot.
I see what you're doing.
David Hockney with the jokes.
What's your thoughts, Scott, with War Games in mind with this pick?
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think they'll be accompanying, Mandy Rose to the ring for her matches. They'll have their own stuff to do with War Games and with defending those women's tag team titles. So again, weird that they didn't go as a tag team pick, but as a 4th round pick, I'm liking it. Matt
Smith must have done something to seriously miff you there.
Yeah, he's made an enemy of me. He has decided the Queen of Spades should go to his team. Shayna Baszler goes to Matt Smith.
Yeah, that's a good pick here as well. I was in this feud with Naomi and Naomi and Sonya Deville here, Dave. Someone that could have a very good performance at the Rumble. A very good pick for round 4, I think.
I think Shayna's stocks plummeted a little bit since last year, when she brought Scott his first victory. But last season she got 30 points. Not bad, but not great either. But she hasn't been exactly, tearing the world up, with her win-loss record. But I suppose things can only go up from here with regards to Shayna Baszler.
And Team Go.
This is probably the biggest risk I'm going to take in my draft. She's went as a first round before. She'll be in War Games. I think she's an outside bet to win the Rumble. The genius of the sky, Io Shirai, is coming to Team Goat.
This is an interesting. I don't know what to think about this pick, Scott, because I didn't actually think about this pick at all for some reason. So I don't really have much to say. So I'm sure that your great insight will help us here. What's your thoughts on Io Shirai?
Yeah, she's really fallen down the pecking order, I think, since losing to Raquel Gonzalez way back at Stand and Deliver. But she has been seeming to go back into the women's singles division after losing the tag team titles to Toxic Attraction. So I think she will be a big part of War Games. So yeah, I can't argue against that. I even thought about taking her to 3rd or 4th round pick. So well, fair dues to the GOAT.
I like it a lot. But we do have Stephen Wilson coming up next.
He says he wishes he could move like this man. Call it Inferno. I just call it Dante Martin.
Interesting.
AEW.
Being poached, Dave, by a pick of mine last season, Taz, and the rest of Team Taz. with Wheel Rush, also Wheel Rush not being poached, but part of this storyline. And it seems if you're in it, if you pick someone that's in a feud with Team Taz, you're going to win that feud. So this could be some points coming up here.
Yeah, Dante Martin would be a bit of an X factor, but one thing that I might let him down is he has to be sure that he's going to be featured on Dynamite and Rampage, because if he's on Dark, he's practically useless. So that's my only grift with Dante Martin. But you know what? It's a bit of a gamble. You might as well, given it's a short season.
Yeah, you might as well. Daniel Campbell's up next.
It's Daniel Campbell. And Daniel Campbell picks the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was meant to do that for my next pick, but I forgot. I just wanted to see the video again. I just wanted to see the wee video. But kidding on, he takes the other half of Toxic Attraction. It's Jesse Jane.
Yeah, this is the exact same as what we're saying for Dave. Like that's a good pick with War Games in mind, Scott. I do like it.
Yeah, they're going as lower round singles picks. And I think depending on their score coming at this, how they do in War Games, they could be a potential pick for tag team next season. So yeah, it's interesting to see who people are taking all the chances on with the new lineup for NXT 2.0.
I do like it. This NXT 2.0, the factor it's playing. But what kind of factor is Gary going to add into the fourth round here?
I mean, Gary are maybe in the middle of a divorce after he's poached some picks from me this entire time. We'll just need to wait to see. The 3 dots are going like a wee caterpillar here. Oh, fuck. Do you feel that? Feels like there's a storm coming. Tony Storm goes to Gary.
Ooh,
nice. Dave, we spoke about this. Is going to be going up against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title at some point. It's not a match I expect her to win, but someone that can potentially be involved in the Rumble.
Ross's lowest scorer last season, unfortunately, but Tony Storm has had a bit of a resurgence. She got 2 eliminations at Survivor Series. That would have been very valuable points. And with her sort of venturing now into the SmackDown Women's title picture, I really hope she gets the spotlight put on her after such a long time of just sitting on the sidelines. So, yep.
She won't, but...
Hey, you're such an optimist.
Scott, your time to shine, my friend.
I just can't believe it. The relationship between Gary and David is crumbling before our very eyes. By the way, I have exclusive. The person running that ESSR account that was calling David a baby. It was Ross, Dave. It was Ross all along.
Ooh.
Yeah, I figured.
Ooh.
I think I'll go for a woman this round so that I can go either way. Doesn't put much pressure on me. Pick one or the other for round 5, and I've got people from across different brands, different shows. So I think I'm going to go back to Raw for this next one and pick. I've got the brains, I've got the brawn. Now I need the beauty. So I need the most beautiful woman in WWE. The other half of the women's tag team champions, Carmella.
I love her music. It's so good. I don't care about the pick, but I want her old song back where she was the curtain and all that. That was class.
Well, obviously she's wearing a face mask. Dave, maybe Scott needs to wear one as well. I'm not sure, but.
Well, I mean, she is basically wearing a Poundland Kane mask. So I thought Scott of all people would appreciate that. Maybe that's why he's chosen her.
Hold on. Don't be a hater to Scott. Don't be a Jamie hater, because Tom McManus is taking Jamie hater.
We are a good lover of puns here, Scott. This is someone that will be in and around with Britt Baker in this TBS tournament, as we've spoken about before. 4th round, I think it's a solid pick.
Yeah, I had her as a tag team pick because I wasn't sure about her potential as a actual singles pick. Now she's been mixed up in the TPS tournament. Wherever Britt Baker appears, she'll be there as well for a good appearance point. So, yeah, fair enough. I don't see her winning the TBS title, but, as a 4th round pick, you could do worse.
Yeah, and it is Alan McLeod to go next in round 4.
The big dog getting to the business end of the draft here. A lot of thought has to go into these picks at this point. You know, it's going to be such a close season. When we get to rounds 4 and 5, these are the picks that you might be able to get a surprise, take a risk, do something crazy. And someone else who might take a risk who's just came in. This segue was not planned at all. Darby Allin is going to Alan's team.
Nice, he is. Going in a feud with the Gun Club, I believe, Dave. It seems to elevate the younger Gun brothers. It's nice to see that AEW have that kind of thought that Darby Allin's on already so young can help other people. But it's a feud you expect Darby to win. Darby's all over Dynamite and Rampage. I think this is a brilliant pick for round 4.
Like Darby Allin considered one of the 4 pillars of AEW. I imagine he's going to be featured across as much programming as possible, and he'll hopefully pick up some wins here and there, unless he decides to put over the Gun Club, in which case, you know, it might cost a few points here and there. But you never know. It's again, Darby's always been a bit of a hit and miss in past seasons, but you never know, it could work out.
Yes, Sarah Grieve next.
Well, I need to give it to Scott, because there's a song whenever this woman is picked that Scott enjoys to sing. So Scott, if you could do the honours, please.
I think I know the song. Is it Rosa? Rosa, Rosa.
It is Thunder Rosa. Has been picked by Sarah Grieve. Here we go.
Scott, tell us about Thunder Rosa. What do we know about Thunder Rosa in the draft?
Her name is Rosa. Rosa. She's not going to win the TVS title, but either this season or next season, I see her as a major contender for the women's title against Britt Baker. And back in the days when we did still allow Dark Elevation, she was solid for me. But now she's a more prominent player, so fair dues for just there.
I didn't hit back. Like, we could see Scott versus Sarah in this season. Sarah thinks that Cargill legitimately Rosa will hand Cargill her first ever loss in AEW. So we need to see how that fares out.
Well, it's me. It's my time to shine.
Your last 2 picks.
The last round 4 and the first round 5. And you're talking about Scott going up against Sarah for the TBS with Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa. Well, I am going to go up against Al McLucas for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm going to go for Liv Morgan.
You only live once. Dave, what do you think of that pick from Jack?
I mean, Liv is getting a lot of support from the audience right now. But I'm not entirely sure she's going to be the one to dethrone Becky. But as long as she gets consistent appearances and, as long as she has continued fan support, there's nothing to say that, she can't be a decent scorer this season.
I don't have high hopes for her winning the title, but I have high hopes for her appearing and being in the Rumble. Mm-hmm. And I think with that in mind and on picks, my round 5, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to do exactly what I told David Campbell I was going to do. I am taking the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
His beard's covered in Sprite.
He is the man that will win this Rumble. And he will go on to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I can see it all happening now. It's going to be great. Scott, give us your thoughts. He was quite high last season, getting drafted by Ryan Glacier, but I've taken him round 5. I think it's the appropriate round to take Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's definitely, given how infrequently he appears in the announcements variety, the suspension is no longer indefinite, so who knows when you appear? Could he only appear at the Rumble? Could he appear as soon as this Friday on SmackDown? Who knows?
Well, I'm so annoyed, and Sarah's asked me to say it again. So she picks the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Play the fucking video. I feel zen again. I feel very zen again. Sarah, thank you for that. But she has legitimately picked someone I'm surprised has slipped this low, despite being a non-wrestler pick. Tony Schiavone is the round 5 pick for Sarah Grieve.
Oh, someone that I just kind of completely forgot about as well, but just solely thinking of the draft of the Rumble. Tony Schiavone, this could round 5. This is I like it. I like it a lot. It's making me question. Actually, it's not making question stuff at all. I back my team, but that's a good pick here, Scott. I think.
Yeah. I think people seem to have forgotten about the non-wrestling side of it, and So Sarah's been able to get this pick so late on, and I think the first time he was actually picked as a non-wrestling pick, then he got a lot of appearance points, even just from being on Dynamite. Now that Dark Elevation isn't part of the draft.
Yeah, and we go to Alan to make his last pick.
Yeah. As I Google something that could help me. We're waiting for Alan here. He picked Darby Allin in the last. This is it. It's people taking gambles. I've got people who are making their picks already. Tom McManus has sent me his pick already because I don't think anyone's going to take who he's picked, but it would be a big risk. It's a big gamble, but one that could pay off. So we'll just need to see how this turns out when Alan decides who he is going to pick. Guys, what have you thought of the draft so far? Do you think it's close, or do you think there's a clear favourite in here?
I think, Jack picking the Usos and Big E straight off the bat has really put him in a prime position. Even if Big E drops the title, I remember Ross saying, even if Big E drops the title, he on his own is a good contender to win the Rumble. But obviously, he had a plan C with Brock Lesnar and the indefinite suspension being lifted. And there has been talks that if Roman versus Rock doesn't happen at WrestleMania, it was going to be Roman versus Brock. And Brock is due probably a second Royal Rumble win ever since 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan said he's happy. Happy Corbin. Nothing else to say.
Good. Glad to see Happy Corbin back in the draft. I was in my team last season. Didn't do too well at Survivor Series, but him and Madcap Moss, and they'll be in the Rumble, Dave. This is someone that you're needing to get going to the Rumble, I think, with that in mind. And yeah, I will be in SmackDown because it seems that Vince just loves Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and I'm annoyed because that was going to be my pick for fifth round. But, being this far down, it was going to be a bit of a stretch. But never mind. It is what it will be.
Talk about returns to the draft. Tom McManus is taking a big risk. Fucking say it with me. It's Bailey.
Wow.
Ding dong, hello.
Are you good, Tom?
Scott, let's talk about this, Scott. She's got a broken leg. I don't know how long her broken leg is going to last. She could come back at the Rumble. This is definitely a round 5 pick that you make of the last gas appearance that might pay-per-view.
Yeah, much like your pick with Brock Lesnar, he is seriously banking on a potential Rumble appearance here from this pick. So if she doesn't show up, then we could have another Charlotte Flair from I can't remember even what season it was, but we could have another 0 point here if she doesn't show up, or we could even have a big Lynch where doesn't appear the whole season. Then right at the end, there she is.
Well,
goodness.
What about you? What's your big round 5 pick?
Let's see. I'm going to pick someone who's also fairly new to TV, who, was seen to be high on. He could get some big wins here. He teamed up with a pick that I wanted earlier on. Hey up, lad. Give me a big Ridge Holland.
Oh, Ridge.
Dave, you seem to be annoyed at that as well. Maybe you're back up to what you couldn't get Happy Corbin.
My backups are fading rapidly here. I mean,
what's your thoughts anyway?
My team last season, though, maybe slightly underperformed. I'm not going to lie. He was like one of my lower, especially when he's teaming up with Sheamus here. It's definitely a 5th round pick at this stage because you don't know how much he's going to get involved with matches and stuff. He'll just act as like a manager for Sheamus at this point. But you never know. It's definitely worth the 5th round pick at this stage.
And what will be Gary's 5th round pick?
Oh, Gary. I'm still trying to recover from Bailey. Oof. I think I almost had a brain hemorrhage. But Gary has went for someone sophisticated. He's brought us right back, coming in here. Roderick Strong is Gary's pick at this point in the draft.
From the Diamond Mine. Something was teased between the Diamond Mine and Joe Gacy last week, Scott. But we see that they're kind of dominating their division on NXT 2.0 right now, and just if Roderick Strong competes, it's going to be wins. So it seems like a bit of a no-brainer here.
Yeah, I definitely expect to see Roderick Strong representing the Diamond Mine to come War Games. I almost picked him last season as my final round pick. He was a potential suggestion this time, but where I've passed on Gary's made straight a pounce on it, and yeah, the Diamond Mine seem to be racking up the wins, so can't argue with that as your final round pick.
And Daniel Campbell, the Future Endeavours Limited or whatever, I can't remember the team. I'm sorry, Daniel, your 5th round pick.
Oh, well, he feels that he is beautiful on the inside. Da-da-dee. Brings Chris Jericho.
I like it. It seems like someone that can maybe be a bit of a dependable pick. Your commentator on Rampage will be in Dynamite, just coming off the big win against Men of the Year. I like it, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many opinions about Chris Jericho anymore. Never been the highest of scorers in the past, but it depends because you never know when Jericho could bugger off to do another Fozzy tour. So I'll just see how that goes.
Yeah, and it's the man himself. And he's actually annoyed. Just noticed this. Stephen Wilson was going to pick Bailey in the 5th round here, so he is scrambling.
He needs to pick a woman here as well. He
needs to pick a woman. He thinks she's do a good showing at War Games. He picks Cora Jade.
With a skateboard intact, Dave, do you see good fortunes for her at War Games, and do you see good fortunes after War Games?
She's a bit of a sort of young upstart, and I think she needs a bit more exposure, along with the sort of more top tier talent of NXT. But there's nothing to say, this is her debut draft. She's a bit of an X factor. She might just surprise us all, especially as a 5th round pick.
Yeah, you could almost say that Stephen Wilson, he's a bit of a skater boy. She said, "See you later, boy."
TV.
Well, David, you have to pick a man here.
I do. And it's actually not a hard choice because he was one of the more successful parts of my team last season. I'm surprised he's went this long. Orange Cassidy will be coming back to Team Go.
Yeah, he's in part of Chaos now. I believe Scott Orange Cassidy, a staple of the draft these days. Good pick, especially round 5.
Yeah, and he seems to be in this never-ending feud with Matt Hardy, which he keeps winning. So as long as that continues, then
happy for me.
Yeah, I think Sarah's pointing in the draft, at least for the next 2 weeks, Jericho is on tour with Fozzy. So at least for the first 2 weeks, no points for Daniel on that one.
No points.
Who does Matt Smith hope will get points for in round 5?
Matt Smith. What will you do, Matt Smith? Matt Smith. What will you do, Matt Smith? Jeff Hardy goes down.
I'm gonna wring his fucking neck right now.
I like this pick a lot.
The king of the Listeners League.
Dave Sweat here.
You're right, Campbell. The Listeners League sucks.
Dave, can you not see the writing on the wall?
Yeah.
This is one I want to talk about because I think that Jeff Hardy will be the next challenger to Roman Reigns, probably this day one in Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So he won't win, but we know how over Jeff Hardy is, and we know that he will be on SmackDown every week to that point. Even maybe doing stuff with Drew some nights as well. We've seen in the house shows. I think Jeff Hardy is a very solid pick round 5.
Yeah, I think so. Look at Dave. If you want to observe a man in distress, look at Dave Hockney right now, ladies and gentlemen. But he needs to make a pick.
He is just frozen with rage.
I'll tell you what, though. This is a bloody conspiracy. So I'm going to take Sami Zayn.
Well done. That's a good pick. It's a good pick under pressure.
I like it, Scott. As Campbell rightfully said, it's a pick under pressure. I think this is maybe a reactionary pick. Obviously, he's lost about 5 backups in this time. You're just very unfortunate.
What do you expect me drafting from 11th place? I mean, what else was I supposed to do? I'm scraping the block with a bloody barrel here.
Would you mind?
Yes,
right.
cry me a river, son. Sami Zayn, Scott. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, not a bad pick. He's picked up quite a few losses recently, but he always gets back up on his feet. Can't really say he's been much of a contender come the Rumble season, but you never know. I don't really know what else to say. I still find it funny because just how many people he's had to go through just to get Sami Zayn eventually. Again, Dave, I would feel sympathy for you, but I think you've said before about some of my picks last season. I was drafting from second and last, so There you go. The world's smallest violin for you, sir.
Yeah.
We know what it's like. We know what it's like when we're the positions we were drafting in the biggest season last season, Scott. But we have one more pick, and it is last season's winner, Ross McLeod.
We are waiting. One more pick. What's happening here? It
Randy Savage.
seems that Ross McLeod has not picked Randy Savage. He has picked Jay Lethal.
Oh.
Ah.
I some new blood to AEW. Dave losing to Sammy Guevara in the TBS Championship, but we don't really know what to say here. What can we expect? Is it will Jay Lethal be a good scorer in the draft? We really don't know. It's the first appearance ever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how they're going to book him. Are they going to put him on Rampage? Are they going to put him on Dark? But I reckon because he's a recent, import from Ring of Honor, given that it's ceased trading, and he was a big name in Ring of Honor too. I hope, for Ross's sake, that he gets to go on Rampage and he gets some solid matches with some undercard talent.
This is what the draft is all about, though. You see someone taking a big risk with Bailey. We've seen a couple of debuts up until this point. Stephen taking Braun Breaker earlier on. But Jay Lethal, that's a big name in wrestling. We have never, ever had in the draft up until this point. I'm very excited about that pick from Ross. I have to, as much as I despise the man, I respect the pick.
There are quite a few debuts actually this season when you really look at it.
Well, I believe we'll be doing a show on Saturday, going through everyone's teams and our thoughts and facts of each team. So we'll save that for then. But as for the drafting, it is done, and we will now go to the usual part of team names and captains. And as I was
Capitanos.
I'll go first. So the two hit wonders will be back for my team name, and I have Usos, Big E, Naomi, Malachi Black, Liv Morgan, and Brock Lesnar. And my captain to begin with will be Big E.
Big E captain, good choice. Good choice. We are just waiting now on Sarah Grieve, who has decided team pitch please, which I think is a great name. And she's decided to make her captain Bryan Danielson. What do you guys think of that one?
Yeah, I think that's going to be stemmed from the fact that he said he was going to go through the Dark Order one by one. So regular wins through the Dark Order. I think that's easy points for Sarah's team.
We are waiting on Mr. McLucas, easy for me to say, to give his team name and captaincy. Will he stick MVPs? Was his team name last season, but will he stick with it, or will he decide to do something else this time around? We shall wait and see. A word from the big dog. I'm still excited over the Bailey pick, guys. I really hope, because it would be huge. It would be massive. Tom McManus coming in, debut season. Mr. Big Boss Tom McManus has decided that he's going to take that pick. You know what I mean? I respect it a lot. Alan has decided his captain is going to be the woman that he drafted in the first round, and that is Becky Lynch. And just waiting on word of his team name just now as we speak, as I stall for the team name from Alan. We are waiting for the team name, and we go da-ba-dee, da-ba-doo, da-ba-da. Come on, Alan. Let's get this in the bag so we can all go home. He's decided to go for the pillars of MVPs for his team name. The pillars of MVPs, respecting Sammy Guevara with that one there. Now we are going to go to Tom McManus there, here, and he's decided his captain is Mandy Rose, and his team name is God's Greatest Draft Pick. God's Greatest.
What, just one pick?
Well, apparently, But he's decided that Mandy Rose is his captain. Mandy Rose is captain. Is that a wise pick, gentlemen, do you think?
Well, she's the NXT Women's Champion, so, you want to, make some points up from that. So, depending on how War Games goes, then it could be a great decision.
Could be. But Scott, it's down to you.
You know me, I've rarely used the same team name twice. So, I want to change it up yet again. And given who my first round pick is and how I annoyed some other people with my tag team pick. I'm going to be called Team Broken Dreams in honor of Drew McIntyre's excellent original theme song.
Ugh.
But Drew's not going to be my captain, though. Maybe I'll change it to him closer to Rumble season. But for now, let's flick the captaincy on Sonya and Scrap Daddy, shall we?
Yeah, they deserve the captaincy. Look after them. I will have the adoption papers pending. It should be no surprise of Gary's team name, a staple of the draft. Team Viscera returns to your screens here. I love it. And his captain is, of course, Sasha Banks is who he's went for. We are now just wait word. Daniel Campbell, Future Endeavours Ltd. Is the team name for Daniel, and his captain at this stage in the game is CM Punk. CM Punk will be the captain here. And now we are just waiting on Stephen Wilson, who's decided his team name is Team Pigs in Blankets in honour of the anniversary of David Hockney's house party.
Pigs and blankets.
He has decided that his captain is going to get down and dirty like your boy Xavier Woods. Like Xavier Woods, King Woods, will have the captaincy on him just now.
Okey-dokey.
Obviously, Team Go is back. Should be no surprise that my captain will be the Queen, Charlotte Flair. We now go to Mr. Matt Smith, a newcomer to the draft, the winner of our Listeners' League. His captains are AJ Styles and Omos, so that is a good one. His tag team pick will in fact be his captains here, and the Booty Woes returns from the Listeners' League because it brought him good luck down there, so you got to respect that. Dave, what's your team name?
Do you really have to ask? It's a legacy name by now, and
Yeah.
we're full of champions and royalty.
West
We are
End
the
Country
Wicked-
Club.
Of course.
Yeah, and who's your captain?
For now, my captain will be the Lucha Brothers.
Lucha Bros. Captain for Dave. Got to respect it. And we go to last season's champion, Ross McLeod. Seth Rollins will be starting as the captain for him. And his team name is Hi Ho Soho. So yeah, you have to respect it. Hi Ho Soho. And Jack, with that, the draft is over.
Yes, it's that time. Scoring begins next Monday. It goes through all to the very end of Royal Rumble. And
Guys are very nice.
yep, that's right.
That
And we
is
go
nice.
on and we the winner of this season will be drafted last in the tag season, where the winner will be going up against the reunited Goat Tones, I believe,
Yeah.
as Ryan Gallagher will make his return then. But for now, we'll leave that for a wee while. So we're
It's for
talking
an
about
hour
this
day.
season.
It's for an hour day.
Talk about this season. You'll see us all again on Saturday. Not see us, you'll hear us, because we'll be speaking about your picks, how everyone's got on, and we'll maybe see where the Listeners' League might be picking. But for now, this show's over. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream. I've had a good time. I'll thank my illustrious panel. David Hockney, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Scott McLeod, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And David Campbell, thank you as well. Dealing with the picks and having to message all these people you're going up against.
I know when your mouse goes midstream, you need to improvise. But it was a good time, and I'm happy with my team. So let's see how the season goes.
And yeah, beat Jack Graham, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Well, that's us flagged for copyright.